Okay, let's continue on with the Little Drummer Boy arrangement. Today we're going to talk about doing a variation, so sort of reharmonizing the melody, and that's particularly helpful in some of these Christmas carols, which tend to be short. And so if you want to play it more than one time through, you can play it the same way, or you can make it more interesting by reharmonizing the melody. That is to say, using different chord changes over the same melody. So what I did on the tab is I left the melody line exactly as it was on the original, but I've changed the chords. The reharmonization that I'm using in many respects is, it's something that's been done by other people quite a few times. But it's nonetheless something that's interesting to look at from a musical standpoint, just to see the possibilities and, just to listen. It's really good to listen to the differences. And so as I go through each part, I'll compare it to the original. So even just taking the first measure, we originally had like that. Okay, so basically just going from the A chord back to the A chord. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to an F sharp minor instead, tab 2442. Now when I play it with the thumb. I play 2 with the thumb and then ring finger, pinky, first finger. You can just play the bar. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but whatever works for you. So we have the F sharp minor, and then an F sharp minor bass note. Then we go to this inverted E chord. So it's an E chord with a G sharp in the bass down here. And then we get to the A chord again. So it's 2 different approaches to the A chord. So the first way sounded like this. The new way. And again, the new way. Okay, then we get to the next measure. Originally we had the D chord back to the A. Like that. Now what we're going to use is we're going to use a G chord to the A. Okay, so from the beginning, the old way, to that point, the new way, the last measure originally was just 2 A chords kind of droning on. The new way, we're going to go from an A chord to a C sharp 7. Now if I'm using this 1 finger A, that leaves these 3 fingers free, and I can use those 3 fingers to drop onto the 4, 3, 4. that's going to take me right back to the F sharp minor, which once again, when you get there, you can drop into the bar and play the F bass note, which is the first thing that happens, or you can use your thumb. I don't know which you're doing. I'd be curious to know. Let me know sometime. Okay, so playing the first line the old way again. The new way. Get to the F sharp minor again. So what happens in the last measure of that first line, we go to that C sharp 7. So what that C sharp 7 is meant to do is to take us to that F sharp minor chord, because C sharp 7 is the dominant chord in the key of F sharp minor. We're going to an F sharp minor chord. And so what I mean by dominant chord in this particular case is the notes in that C sharp 7 chord draw us harmonically, take our ears, so to speak, our listening ears, back to the F sharp minor. It doesn't have to be there. You could just play the A twice and then go to the F sharp minor. Let me play it that way. I'm going to play the first line, and when I get to the end of the first line, I'm going to just play the A and the A again, like we have in the original, and then go to the F sharp minor in the line 2. And then the second time, I'll play it with the C sharp 7, and I want you to listen to how it leads to that F sharp minor. So here we go. Okay, and now this time I'm going to play the C sharp 7 and listen to how it leads into that F sharp minor. Okay, hopefully you can hear that. If not, just play those 3 chords a few times. Play the last measure in line 1 using the C sharp 7 and getting back to that F sharp minor, which might be a good thing to practice anyway. And listen to how those voices, that would be kind of there's a term for that called voice leading, and basically what they're referring to is the notes in the chord leading to the notes in the next chord. In this case, the notes in the C sharp 7 leading us to the F sharp minor. So we'd have the A, C sharp 7, F sharp minor. Now continuing on in line 2, we have that F sharp minor again, once again, played either way with the bar or with the thumb and just using the thumb and 3 other fingers. So we have the bass note. Now when you play that, what I would do is I'd play that bass note, let the pick come to rest on the next string, and then just strum it like this. Rather than making that 2 separate motions where you're just picking the bass note and then hunting for those 3 strings. If you just play that bass note, if you have your hand on the chord in either form, if you just play that bass note and let the pick come to rest on the next string, then you just have to drag it through the next 3 notes. And then you're picking the 2nd fret of the G string again, and then we get back to that inverted E chord again. What I want you to see too is when, regardless of how you're playing the F sharp minor, you're going to have these two fingers here on the fourth fret of the A string and the D string. So keep in mind as you're going from the F sharp minor, either like this or like this, to the E inverted chord with the G sharp and the bass, these two fingers are already on the proper fret. We just need to move them to the right string. So try to minimize the amount of motion that you use getting from the F sharp minor to the inverted E, because all the fingers are on the right strings. You just have to put them, they're on the right frets. You just have to move them to the right string. So here's F sharp minor, inverted E. F sharp minor, inverted E. Same if you're playing it as a bar. F sharp minor, inverted E. F sharp minor, this first finger is on the right fret, inverted E. Okay? So keep that in mind. So picking it up from the second line again, we have the F sharp minor to the inverted E, then we get to the A, and then from the A chord, which is that one finger A, we're going to go to a C sharp 7. We're going to do that 4, 3, 4, 2. So once again, you have this first finger barring that chord on the second fret. And when you go to the C sharp 7, these three fingers are free. And they're basically in position for the frets that they need to land on. We just have to find the right strings. That first finger will just come down to the B string, and then we'll drop these other three fingers to play that C sharp 7. So we're going from the A chord, C sharp 7, to the F sharp minor. A, C sharp 7, F sharp minor. Practice that on its own if you need to. And then we just pick the second fret. We get to the G chord again. I'm using the middle finger and the ring finger for that. And then I just go back to that first finger. And then two droning A chords. Okay? So, I'm going to play it from the beginning with the new arrangement, with the new harmonization a couple of times to give you something to play along with. So about 1, 2, 3, 4. C sharp 7. And again, 3, 4. C sharp 7, F sharp minor. Okay, so let's compare that to the original, which sounded like this. Okay, so you may even like that better, but that's not really the point. The point is to realize, first of all, that you can reharmonize the melody, into something that sounds interesting and different. And it's just an idea that you can use in order to create variety if you are actually playing this song for somebody or just playing it for yourself. It's interesting to listen to the different harmonies. Some of them may sound a little off to you, and if they do, it's kind of like developing a taste for a food that you don't love. Okay, you can develop a taste for it, and it still might not be your favorite food, but nonetheless, it's palatable and you can appreciate it. So, one more time through the new arrangement. Okay, I figured that would be a pretty good handful to work on. So I'm going to stop there and we'll continue on with the next section. The thing to keep in mind as you're doing it is you got the F sharp minor. I'm just going to move my hand through the chords. F sharp minor to the inverted E. I want you to see that those are just very closely related as far as the fingering goes. And then you get to that A chord, and all you really have to do is just flatten out that first finger, right? F sharp minor or F sharp minor to the inverted E. First finger's already on the right string, we go to the A chord. Now we're using the first finger for that A chord, and then what I do is I take these two available fingers, the middle and the ring, to get to the G, and then back to the A. So I go from the G back to the A. Once again, we continue on. We have the first finger on the A. These three fingers are available to play that C sharp 7. We get back to the F sharp minor, same thing. F sharp minor to the inverted E, flattens out the first finger to get to the A chord. And then once again, these three fingers are available for the C sharp 7. You could probably even just keep that bar down if you wanted to, going from the A chord to the C sharp 7. If that feels comfortable, you can just go A, leave that down, C sharp 7, and then once again, these two fingers are on the right fret for the F sharp minor. To the G, this finger's free, middle finger, to get that G bass note. First finger's on the right fret. So that's the other thing that this is beneficial for, is really trying to see the connections in the fingerings between the chords. That's an important concept, technically speaking. So we have things here that are technical as far as your technique, that you can learn and be aware of, and then there's the harmonic and musical ideas that you can try to take in. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Let me know any impressions or comments about it all, and we'll talk to you again.